even when I go back to that hit, Sean, it was one of those plays where you're absolutely right. It was one of those perimeter runs. It was like toss right, you were on the backside. And so just kind of my version of how I recall those things happening is that I get the toss, I'm running sweep right, I get out to the outfield, well, not the outfield, but I'm still behind the line of scrimmage. So I get to the perimeter and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, all right, so I can't continue out towards the perimeter. I'm going to run out of bounds. I might as well just cut up and see if I can get inside in between the tackles or, the outside guy. And so I believe, and maybe we'll have to see this, but when this play happened, and I sustained that injury, for me, it was like, and probably, Sean, you might be familiar with this. For me, it was just, that's part of football. That's what happened. He got a good shot on me. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it was one of those things where it hit a nerve and then there was no feeling and I hit the ground. And then for maybe about, I don't know, under 10 seconds, I was down on the ground thinking to myself, like, all right, like, let's just get yourself up. But the nerve and all that type of stuff wasn't reacting and wasn't allowing me to get up. So until they had to call the timeout and then, the staff and trainers came out there. But one of the things I do recall is it took me, I don't know, probably several years before I ever actually even looked back at that play. Because for me, growing up in Texas, hard hits, getting your lights hit, knocked out, having to get the smelling salt, that's just kind of part of football. So I kind of finally at one point actually went back and like replayed the play to see exactly, okay, what happened? What could have I done different? And when I look at the play, I was actually getting tackled and the front of my body was outside of the player. So it was like guys were tackling me when I cut back, like Sean had said. Sean is coming from the backside, and I don't realize he's coming.
I was going to ask if you realized he was there.
I don't realize Sean is there because I'm actually getting tackled at the same point as he's coming, and my head is outside of the perimeter of the player. So the only thing that's out there is my head. When I replayed it, it's like Sean came across with one of those...
A forearm shiver?
It might have been right where his tattoo is, right? But somewhere around there, he came in there with the right forearm.